And Wealth Mentor. Good evening for those of you who are on Spreaker and iHeartRadio, the leadershiptkostation.com website. Welcome, everyone. We're here with the Leadership TKO live night show. This is the live night show. We're just making sure that all is well. And I just want to welcome everyone here. Now, we all know that normally we're here live at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time or somewhere around that time. However, of course, we were making sure we were tending to some of our mentees, a part of the company. So we were definitely helping people to get on board and building wealth on tonight. But I want to welcome everyone here, no matter where you're listening in from. And even if you're catching this live or the replay, we welcome you here and being plugged in to the Leadership TKO Live night show. Now, this is something we do. We try to do this every single night, somewhere around 8:30 and 9 o'clock p.m. And we do this because we want to empower leaders like yourself with the ability to win from the inside out, growing three things, of course: your influence, your impact, and your income. These are the three areas we're helping you to grow. Again, your influence, your impact, and your income. We've been going strong with this particular show for a couple of years now, and we included the video version of the show because we know that there are some people who learn by way of visual as well. So we want to make sure we cater to all of those who actually learn by way of video as well as audio. All right. And so we have some great content and information that I am going to share with you. You might see the title of the message in the description area of this live stream. But really quick, for those of you who really want to engage in this particular show, there are three ways of doing it. Number one, love the stream that is before you, okay? Hit the love button. Number two, we do have the comments feature so that you and we can interact together, whether right now live or even after the live stream is over. I'll definitely go back and respond to any comments or questions that you do have. And then lastly, we do have the share feature, so you can share this out to those who are connected to you on your networks and help them to be able to grow as well. All right, so I'm extremely excited, right? Extremely elated about this opportunity to sow nuggets of value into your lives. And so if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go ahead and dive on in. So if you're looking at the title of this message, we're really focusing in on financial education. We've really been doing this for the last couple of weeks, to be honest with you all, but we titled it specifically Financial Education. And we want to help you to understand why own gold. So if you want to really help those who are connected to you to understand why own gold, well, over the next couple of episodes, we're going to be touching in on that. We're going to be educating you and helping you to understand. And I'm going to help you to understand from the perspective of my distant mentor. I used to actually work with him closely with his team many, many years ago when he helped me to really launch my training company full-fledged, okay? I've been connected to some amazing people like Dr. John Maxwell, Robert Kiyosaki, and some of the other greats. And just, of course, recently, my network marketing mentor, Mr. Ty Best. And so if he's watching, of course, he is a rock star. I'm so glad to be connected to such a man as that. And so Robert Kiyosaki is who I'm going to be referencing tonight during this particular episode, and probably for the next couple of episodes, you'll see me referencing him. But more specifically, coming from this book here, all right, I consider this to be like the advanced version of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So if you don't have this book, you're going to want to make sure you grab a copy of this book. And I got it from Amazon, so you're more than happy to go ahead and grab a copy of it. But it's great content in this book. And he shares several reasons why everyone really needs to be owning gold. Now, I am going to share with you maybe about 3 reasons tonight. And then I'm going to let you know how you can get your hands on some gold. How does that sound? Hopefully that sounds pretty good. So let's dive on in. So he talks about the first reason, and I really don't need to read word for word for this particular reason that he's highlighting. And the first reason he mentions is trust. Yes, Trust. Trust. Now I know you might be saying, well, what is he referencing? What is he talking about when he says trust as being a reason why you should own a gold? Well, here's what he's essentially saying. He does not trust this. You know what this is, right? Those greenbacks, that paper that people be so hype about, that they be chasing after, right? That paper, got to get that paper, right? That's exactly what it is, with some green ink on it, right? With little to no value. It's losing value every single day. It's called a Federal Reserve note. Look at the top of that. Make sure I got the paper straight, right? It says Federal Reserve note. What does that mean? It is a promissory note, right? A promissory note. It's a liability according to the Federal Reserve banking system. It's a liability, total opposite of what an asset is. We know that assets add money to you, help you make money, right? Adds money to your pocket, where liabilities take money out of your pocket. And if this is a liability and you're busy stacking this, guess what's happening? You're taking wealth out of your pocket by stacking and saving in this. So you don't want to save in that. You want to spend it. It's only good for spending. It's not necessarily good for making you money. Okay? You can exchange it for some assets, and I'm going to tell you about that. But Robert Kiyosaki, just like Robert Kiyosaki, I agree with him in saying that I don't trust this because it's losing value. This is only worth about 5 cents today. Yeah, this right here is only worth about 5 cents. So you don't save in that. You don't save that for the long term, okay? Pay your bills with it, right? And sooner or later, you're not going to need that to pay your bills with. But anywho, pay your bills with it. It's only good for spending. But when it comes to saving and it comes to building wealth, you don't want to use that, all right? You don't want to depend on that. And so he says he owns gold. Robert Kiyosaki, just like myself and many others, we own gold because we don't trust the dollar. Not at all. Let's go into the second reason, all right? The second reason why you want to own gold is because gold, just like silver, right, are not investments. I hear this often where you say, people ask me the question, well, Lakeisha, do you invest in gold? No. No. As a matter of fact, let me give you a visual demonstration about what I do. Okay? I simply take these that is decreasing in value, okay? And I get these. This is gold. This is cash gold, right? I'll turn it around for you. This is cash gold. So it has gold embedded in the middle. Okay, it might be a little glare on it, but it's gold embedded in the middle, as you can see right there. Okay, right in the middle. So I'm simply exchanging one for the other. I'm exchanging a liability for an asset. Liability, asset. That's what I'm exchanging. That's it. I'm not buying anything. Whenever you think about investment, whenever that term comes up, people think about a return on investment. Why do they say this? Why do they say ROI? It's because they know that there's some level of a risk there because they're engaging in something where you have a potential opportunity for a loss. However, when you're obtaining gold, there's no losing. Now, granted, of course, the value of it may go up and down because of the manipulation of this that's going on. Because this is being manipulated, it's impacting this. So when the value of this decreases, this goes up in value. And this is why this is a good to protect this, okay? Because while this is decreasing, this is on the rise. This is increasing, and it's increasing right now as we speak. And this is why we're encouraging everyone to be able to get an account so you can learn how to exchange. You can learn how to really accumulate appreciating assets. So again, gold is not an investment. Gold is an asset. There are no risks associated with gold because gold is money. I repeat, gold, this in card format and in cash gold format, this right here is an asset, okay? There's no risk. Zero risk. Zero, all right? So it's not an investment. And that's the reason why you have people, millionaires, billionaires, like Robert Kiyosaki and many others who are stacking gold because gold, it provides what we call a hedge, right? Write down that word, HEDGE, hedge. It's a hedge against this is what he says, the stupidity of the elites, right? The stupidity of the elites. He mentions this because he says the elites, because he has this information that he gets, right? And he learns about, how the dollar is being manipulated, who's controlling the dollar, what's going on in the government and with the Federal Reserve System. And let me just read to you what he says in this chapter here, chapter 6 of the book called Fake. He says, the elites are above the law. They have no guardrails. They have the money to hire the best elite attorneys from the same elite schools they attended to battle lower paid government attorneys from less prestigious law schools. They have the power to do what they want without being held responsible for what they do or how many people's lives they damage. Their privileged education and success have turned them into despots, right? Despots. Now, understand what a despot is: a ruler or other person who holds absolute power, typically one who exercises it in a cruel and oppressive way. So, in other words, you can only control what you can control, and that is your home's economy, right? You can control your household's economy. So do just that. Gold, just like silver, is insurance against the greed, against the corruption, against the ignorance and the incompetence of elites who have become despots. Okay, despots. So that's the second reason why you need to own gold, because gold, again, right? It's like money insurance. That's exactly what it is. Money insurance. Now, let me share with you the third reason why Robert Kiyosaki, myself, and my husband, and many others own gold. You see, real gold and silver have no risk. It's zero risk. There's no risk for owning gold. I repeat, there's no risk. You're not losing anything. Zero risk. You see, the price of gold and silver will go up and down because of the value of this particular fake money. This fake money causes the value of gold to go up and down. You see, before 1971, gold and silver prices were relatively stable. Today, when gold or silver prices go down, right, Robert Kiyosaki says he buys more. And that's smart because that's what the rich do. When the value of investments, or value of, I should say, assets, when it goes down, that's when you buy. That's when you obtain it because it's low and you can get more of it because the value of it is going to go back up. So you want to make sure that you buy or you exchange fiat for some of those assets when the value of the asset is low. Okay, when it is low. So I have a couple of points that I want to make in reference to this, okay? He also mentions that banks are not safe. Listen to this. He says, I repeat that. He says, banks, traditional banks, all the banks where you put your money in. Those of you who got those traditional savings accounts in those banks, according to Robert Kiyosaki, are not safe. Banks are risky. He says, I use banks to store short-term cash, like cash that you may be using to take care of your bills and other responsibilities. He says it's operating capital. He says he does not hold real gold and silver in banks. He says he does not hold his long-term wealth in banks. Banks are just too risky. Banks can be shut down with your money. I repeat, banks can be shut down with your money, gold and silver, locked inside. Not here, not in the McKnight household, okay? Here's another point he says. He also mentions something about the people's money, which is cryptocurrencies, right? He says Bitcoin came on the scene in 2009, just as the banking system was on the verge of collapsing. He says one giant advantage of cryptocurrencies and blockchain technologies is trust, right? And security outside of the banking system because it does not involve the banking system. That's why it's called the people's money. He says the power of the banking system will lose its grip on the financial freedom of the world as cryptocurrencies continue to evolve, right? So as time progresses, the banks will lose a grip on trying to control the people's money. Watch and see. And here's another point he makes in talking about reducing risk. He says to reduce risk even further, he says his gold is held in different safe haven countries. So he doesn't even hold his gold, right? His gold is not necessarily stored in the same countries and other countries. Now, here's what I do want to share. For those of you that don't know, right? With with this particular way by which I am obtaining gold, my gold, some of my gold is not held with me. It's held in another country. Right? It's held in another country. And I'm going to share with you how you can plug into the system where you can have gold held in another country, a safe haven as well. But he says that the gold and silver are held in private vaults, not in bank vaults. Okay, not in bank vaults. He says, I must protect gold and silver because gold and silver are my cattle, my collateral, right? And here's a final point that he makes regarding, being able to have gold because gold is not a risk. He says, he talks about how to make a lot of money, right? He says fake money, this right here, this is fake money now. He says that is risky. He says gold and silver doesn't have a risk because they are God's money. Why does he say that it's God's money? Because it's extracted, it's pulled out, right? It's mined out of the earth. And the earth is the Lord's in the fullness thereof. The earth, the world, and everything in it. Everything in the earth, everything in the world, everything belongs to God. And gold and silver and many other precious metals are pulled up out of the earth. So it's God's money. God's money. Okay? So what he's saying is, if you need to make more money, right, you need to expand your means. You need to think about and consider other ways of having passive income. And that's why it's always great to consider establishing leverage, establishing a business, right? Build a network where you can leverage the efforts of systems and the efforts of other people. Now, let me introduce to you a way by which, number one, you can obtain residual income. Number two, you can accumulate appreciating assets. Number three, which is important for building wealth, you need to be able to outrun inflation. That's the rising of the prices of goods and services compared to the decreasing value of the dollar. And then you need to have the ability to maximize taxes. So you maximize taxes with a home-based business. Now, please understand, I'm not a financial advisor, right? And neither am I. I'm not an attorney, okay? I'm not any of that. I'm just sharing with you information regarding my own experience and that of my colleagues whom I'm connected to. And, of course, my distant mentors like Mr. Robert Kiyosaki and many others. And so there's an amazing system, right? You might see it on my shirt right here once I get my shirt straight. Right? So get my shirt straight. So it's an amazing company based out of Stuttgart, Germany, where it provides for all of us, anyone that wants to be connected. It provides a money system that you can plug into for free. It helps to address all four of those points when it comes to building wealth that I just mentioned. It gives you residual income. It helps you to accumulate appreciating assets. You can outrun inflation because the value of this gold is outpacing the rate of inflation. So you can build wealth with it. And then you maximize your taxes because when you open up a free gold savings account, you're pretty much establishing a home-based business and for free. Everything that we do a part of this system is voluntary. So if you're looking for a way by which you can build wealth that you can pass on to your children, if you're looking for a way to own gold to provide a hedge of protection around, of course, these dollars that you need, you definitely need it, right, to take care of your responsibilities and your bills. But if you want a hedge of protection against all of these, these that you're really investing your sweat equity into a lot of that because you need it to take care of responsibilities. I want to offer you a way by which you can extend an inbox message to me or the person that shared this particular stream with you. If there's someone who shared this on their timeline, I want you to get back with them. Let them know, or let me know, depending on where you're watching this or where you're listening. If you're on the podcast platform, you might see it in the description area, a link. Click on the link, visit the website, and learn more. But for those of you on Facebook, listen up. You can definitely get back with me or the person that shared this with you. Let us know that you would like a free gold savings account. You might be saying, well, Lakeisha, why are you doing this if you're in a good position? If you're really building wealth and you really don't need it. I'm doing this because I want to help other people. I have a heart to serve. I want to see other people win. I don't just want to keep it to myself. I think that's a little bit selfish, right? And so I want to help you to really grow and help your children to blossom and be able to walk in their God-given purpose without the hindrance of a lack of money, without having to struggle to make ends meet, without having to live paycheck to paycheck. And that's the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. So again, get back with us, get your account, get plugged into training, right? Find out ways by which you can begin to get those streams of income coming in, because it's not hard at all. And so I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so very much for tuning in tonight. I know it's a little bit late, but thank you for sticking in with me, all right? So again, be sure once again, share this out to your friends and your family. Get this out to the masses because they need to know about this amazing money system and the potential. If I was to tell you, but I don't want to entice you, okay? But the potential is amazing. It's amazing. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. So again, thank you so very much, everyone. Appreciate your time. We'll be back tomorrow night with another episode here with the Leadership TKO Live, the night show with yours truly, Lakeisha-mcknight. So until the next time that we come together again, I do encourage you to think, to speak, and to live leadership. Good night, everyone, and God bless.